What up, you lab rats? This is episode number 52, and it is Cozy Sunday, and we're going to finish this book up real quick. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome, my friends, to the Lab Rat Dailies, the in-between show of the Get in the Lab podcast on Wednesdays with me and Kevin. We talk about business. In between that day, we have a daily show, the Lab Rat Dailies. We talk about different themes. Today's theme on Sunday is Cozy Sunday. And usually on Cozy Sunday, I share with you guys books, passages of books, lessons learned from books. Okay, so we started this guy about 2 weeks ago, and we were very interested about tax-free retirement, right? Because we don't like taxes. I'm not saying anything like that, but anyway, as I finished the book, I kind of got more and more annoyed with the stories and really just wanted to know what is the big mystery. And the big mystery is, guys, that Patrick Kelly boasts is the tax-free retirement vehicle, which is not a true statement, really. Let's get that really clear. You're not going to ever not pay taxes, okay? The government is very good about that. But the number one thing that he boasts in this book to have to withdraw your money at the end when you're ready to retire tax-free, that is true, is permanent life insurance. Okay, maybe you guys guessed that. I did not. And as I read deeper into it, I got kind of like really intrigued, and then it ended up being something like really going down into the rabbit hole where there was so much more research to be done than just reading this book and saying, well, let's just do, permanent life insurance and everything will be taken care of. And I want to give you guys the kind of abridgment of how I understand it, okay, which is pretty rudimentary. So please leave in the comments if I missed anything out or if I didn't state something correctly. Please go ahead and correct me nicely. All right. So, as I understand it, permanent life insurance is tax-free in the end because you pay a certain amount of premium or amount every month into this thing called permanent life insurance. And everybody thinks that life insurance is only something that you get when you die, and that is true. There is a death benefit to that. However, there are certain types of permanent life insurance that you can withdraw from while still within your lifetime, and it's up to you to go and find out those things. He doesn't tell you straight up what those plans are, and so in the end, you're always going to need a financial tax advisor, one that is knowledgeable, trustworthy, all that good stuff. Okay, but this is how I understand it. So I had to write down some notes. You pay, life insurance permanent life insurance tends to be very expensive in its premiums as you pay into it monthly. And they say that you need to look at life insurance as an investment, kind of like a savings. And the more that you can put into your savings, the more that you're going to get out of it. These investments that you pay into monthly, even though they are expensive, they still they become assets for you, and they accrue at a certain interest rate depending on that plan and grow, right? They grow into whatever that will be when you're ready to retire. And so he says this is infinitely better than the 401ks or the Roths because the 401ks and Roths are a tax-deferred investment vehicle, which means that you don't have to pay taxes right now, but you will later. And the biggest pool that I think is true, I don't have any proof, but I think it is true, that this other way of investing, which can only be, it should only be like one part of a many, diversified plan of investing for you, is because 401ks and Roths, right, even though you don't have to pay taxes, they're deferred taxes, tax vehicles right now, you will have to pay taxes on them when you withdraw. And so with that being said, and as we look at the kind of pattern of our economy and government, taxes are predictably only going to increase as we get older. So Kelly was saying, like, why pay taxes on your retirement later, which will most likely be at a higher tax bracket just because of inflation and the economy and whatever kind of patterns that they're seeing right now. And I did go and research a little bit, and the overall consensus is like, yes, taxes are going to be rising for everybody, but not necessarily for every class group. So, we did see a raise in taxes for the wealthy, for people who made over $400,000 a year. I don't believe that I'm going to be ever in that bracket. So it made me think, well, are taxes really going to raise for my tax bracket and my income? Can I predictably say that I'm never going to make that much money? I don't know. But yeah, I really don't know that's going to be my reality. We already seen a raise in taxes, so it's not like it hasn't changed. I don't believe that statement is true. So those are the big pools. Also, oh, now it's dark again. To make a long kind of story a little bit more palatable for you guys, is that it seems as though permanent life insurance is a great way to be one of the many vehicles that you can use as a part of your retirement or investment plan. So definitely do not always, that's just a general thing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is one way that you can not get out of paying taxes, but withdraw your money at that time that is not being taxed like the rest of the other, investment vehicles out there, like, real estate or something like that. In summary, permanent life insurance looks like the best bet. There's also the Roth RIA, which acts similarly, except it has more limitations. For example, you can only make $160,000 a year and under, and you can only contribute like $5,000 maximum per year into that thing. So it's not really accumulating as much as, say, a permanent life insurance plan. And so those seem to be the two ones that stand out as far as being tax-free when you withdraw, because you're already paying taxes on your premiums when you invest into these plans now. So it's more like the pay now instead of pay later thing, and paying later at a higher rate. Okay, so that's what's going on. This is what happens when you shoot with natural light. Okay, so that is the big sum up. That is what I got from tax-free retirement. There's a whole mess of stuff that you can learn and dive into and research on your own. And I kind of got overwhelmed doing that on my own just right now for about an hour, just kind of to figure out and maybe have a little bit more clearer answer for you guys. But the thing is, the IRS makes the tax code very hard to understand. And the reason why they do that is so that people like the masses, and this is how I have kind of a problem with this, is because, they make it hard to understand so that we can be, as a mass, as a populace, be controlled better. I think. I mean, it is easier to influence somebody who is not knowledgeable about whatever, right? If you didn't know anything about computers and all of a sudden you needed to make a website and I was a master at it and I just told you whatever, go to Weebly. That's the best way to do it, right? Or go to use a blogger website and run your blog that way. And you wouldn't know, A from B to C, that Blogger is super outdated, or Weebly doesn't allow you the same control or plugins or all like that. I can't, if I didn't tell you the whole story, that would be, I could take advantage of you. You know what I mean? So definitely the tax code takes advantage of us not knowing, from A to Z what that code is all about. And we have to put our trust into people who, are certified or know the code. And that's a little deflating because once you read this, you're like, oh, all my troubles will be taken care of when I'm older. And that's the kind of thing that irks me because, I'm a marketer too, and I get that. And that's the kind of things that I would want the reader to realize when they look at this cover and when they read this title. And it's marketing. At the same time, I appreciate that he wrote this book. He's trying to educate us, as people who earn their own money. It just kind of is. Sometimes it gets a little deflating because of the system that we're in, but not to be dismayed because now I know, and that's the purpose of this episode, guys, is to get your gears thinking, not to overwhelm you, not to scare you, and not to make you think that the system that we live in is evil, but is to get those gears turning and to make you click and click and click and click and go deeper and ask more questions and be knowledgeable. But sometimes it starts with being a little angry and upset like I am. Like, oh, it's so difficult. Why they gotta make it so difficult on us? It starts with that sometimes, and that can activate you to act, right? Activate to act so that you can make a change and not just be another sheep in the masses, another number in the sea of people out there that don't know jack about your money or finances or taxes. Okay, so if anything, I hope that it just has piqued your interest to dive deeper and to ask the questions for yourself in your own specific situations with your money. Okay, that's the whole point of this episode. Not to rag on, Patrick Kelly, well done for making me ask the questions, making me dive deeper and research and see what content is out there that can teach me about investing and about taxes and about money. And that's something that even at this age, I need to think about. Okay, so good things, guys. Pretty quick on this guy. Next week, we're going to talk, or next Sunday, we're going to talk about this new book that I have called, let me get it. I remember when I first started making videos, I did an unboxing, and I didn't know it was called an unboxing, but it was like opening Tim Ferriss's quarterly box, and I was so excited. And that was one of my videos that got a lot of views. I eventually took it down because it wasn't something that really stood for what I do, and I felt like I was just capitalizing on his name, so I took it down. Jesus Christ. Next Sunday, we're going to talk about this book right here, Primal Branding. Join me next time on Cozy Sunday, and subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you did. And we'll see you next time on the Lab Rat Dailies. See ya. Primal Branding.